Ghandaghia is a massive continent, both diverse with many species and creatures that call it home. It has a large freshwater sea at its center, fed by the many rivers that flow from the Trillium Mountains, called as such by the number of mountains said to be contained in its long range. They begin halfway up Ghandaghia's eastern side, stretching completely along the far length of the north edge of the continent. Their high, dangerous peaks covered with snow, many of them rising high above the clouds. Some of the high plateaus on the southern side beneath the Trillium Mountains are the famed redwood pine cypress forests, and on these plateaus can also be found large grassy plains that are known to be the homes of herds of giant woolly mammoths, elder beasts and bison. The large rainforest jungle regions of Ghandaghia, filled with life and diversity, begin at the eastern side and occupy a large percent of the landmass, covering almost three-quarters of the continent, bar the small desert region found at the southeastern, the northern ice strip, and of course the Miramam Desert to the east. The eastern quarter of Ghandaghia, where the jungles and the huge sea known on human maps end, is where this region covered by red sands that's called the Miramam Desert begins, harsh and dry, and many dangerous creatures that are found the home of the Naga Mountains, and it's said to be even more dangerous to cross than to try to pass across the high peaks of the Trillium Range. Where the desert ends on the eastern side, this becomes a thin coastal bush region extending along the eastern border of Ghandaghia. There are 5 major city regions on Ghandaghia, 3 having over a million people in population, and these cities are found on the western and northwestern side of Ghandaghia. Their names Habish, Lashore, Parid, Drema, and Ming. The lone human city, Chrysopolis, the 6th human city, is found located on the southeastern coast of Ghandaghia, far separated from the 5 cities on the western side. Though elves, dwarves, and gnomes may be found trading in human cities, it is rare among their race who would wish to live in a human city run by the oligarch that fly the 5-color imperial banner, a color for each city. Each city has outlawed both the use of a cane and the use of integration magic technology. Dwarven, the far supreme technology of the gnome, whose magically powered robotic city is rumored to be found somewhere on the south coast, not accessible by any road as such, surrounded by the lush green and dangerous forests of Ghandaghia. Yet, even though it's true, some magical technology is forbidden in the cities, some technology has still found its way such as the magical door lock for the home, a dwarven invention that cannot be unlocked with conventional feast picking tools. Um, and this lock has found its use allowed and widespread. Um, Within the wild, untamed, both beautiful, ferocious jungles of ghandaghia, druid and shamanic tribes of humans practice the forbidden magic outlawed by the cities. Noble, nomadic tribes of horse-riding human and giant barbarians hunt mammoths upon the grassy plains. Even though the use and magical items are forbidden in the five cities and the regions they control. The most serious offence punishment could be death by hanging, fire, decapitation, poison, or in the gladiator arena of Drema, battling bare-fisted with wild creatures captured from the jungles of ghandaghia. Yet a legal trade of magic items, weapons, potions of healing, and the like is in operation and can easily be brought by those willing to risk the charge if caught with them in their possession. The spectacle of violence and death seen in the gladiator arenas of Drema is run by the Drema monks, the Order of Dracus, an infamous, feared, fierce, powerful organization that has monasteries in each of the five cities. They are a powerful weapon of the oligarch. The Imperial Legion, the military force of the five cities, which has regiment found in each city dressed in its own colour, Drema black, Ming white, Habish red, Parid blue, Lashore green, all with the five golden crowns in a circle as the unifying logo, the five-colour banner of the Legion. Many orcs and barbarians are employed into the Legion and Imperial citizens control, which police the city's citizens. The orcs can be found mostly living in the city's ghettos and in the jails, and some of the more ruthless towns surrounding the cities from where they can be recruited into the Legion. Living in the slums of poverty, side by side with less fortunate humans, marriage between orc and human is common, and there are also human orc babies. Though they are common, they are still a minority in the city. Racial tensions and overbearing hand of citizens' control have seen many protests again side by side of orcs and humans, even though they face the brutality of citizens' control, who have many orcs in its ranks, and many times clashes have resulted in fatality of both the protesting citizens and citizens' control. Nearly all protests are against impositions of placed by the imperial oligarch and the houses of nobility, restricting the use of magic technology, such as the wand of healing, locked in the vaults of citizens' control, with a big sign over its magically sealed doors saying forbidden and seize magical items. While in most cases orcs live on the poorer side of town, as to say, and orc-human crossbreeds are common, some with beauty and charisma as of the most captivating bards, It is also true there are orc nobility and orcs who have ascended to the highest ranks of the human-controlled military of the famed and feared five-banner Imperial Legion. And for those who might wonder, yes, it's possible for an elf to breed with a human, yet such a notion to an elf is totally offensive and immoral, as to think that the suggestion to an elf would be met with a reply. If a human could make a monkey its partner and impregnate it, would it? I think not, and neither would an elf breed with a human. Yet, in the most rarest of occasions, this has happened. Of course, gnomes, dwarfs, barbarians, giants, and halflings cannot breed with human, orc, or elf, and a tiefling, their place of birth is said to be on another plane, conceived through unholy copulation of a human and a demon that are known to take shape in many forms if they're in their planes of existence, shadow, elemental, and even organic. These demons, as it is written in the Chronicles of Magic Power, a tome of spells and rituals that is used and read by the Grand Archred Mage, the Emperor's closest consort, master of ceremony for the oligarch, the five ruling kings and queens, and the noble houses of each city. The magical practice attended by the city's elite is unknown by the citizens, bar the whisper and rumour of those that would quickly be considered deluded, while under the veil of secrecy. The ritual practice it is considered compulsory attendance for the leading members of the noble houses, yet to speak of such things would certainly result in one's death, no matter which noble house one was born into. Within this tome of magic can be found rituals that could indeed summon demons into the world, and given is also the instructions how to bind the demon to the will of those who would summon it. Only those found in the asylums of the criminally insane in any of the five cities would think such a feat of magic demon summoning possible, and even speak of it out aloud. Though the citizens have marvelled and wondered at the magical creatures captured from the jungles to battle with the gladiators of the drama arena, and surely been given plenty of reason for doing so, to never leave the safety of the city and the patrolled regions and wander into the dangerous, unforgiving jungles of ghandaghia. Though to the shamanic and druidic human tribes found scattered through the jungles, feats of such summoning magic as a possibility is considered common knowledge, even amongst the children who are taught from a young age how to shapeshift into bear, wolf, and even as they advance, even summon forest nymphs to their aid. Rumours of demonic cults and the use of dark magic being used within the five cities has reached the campfires of the druids and the elf, that find itself in regular conflict with the Imperial Legion at the forest frontier. Skirmish are in response to the expansion of the five-city kingdom and its destruction of the Lyra forest, that's then replaced with orc-human farmland, and of course attacks are made by the Imperial Legion on anyone who would stand in their way.